everyone, and welcome to another edition of Pin Oak Realty Homepage. I'm Rhonda Pearson, and I'm here with Dawn Avery, Associate Broker of Pin Oak Realty. Dawn, thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me, Rhonda.
Now, we have a gem of a property because it's two addresses, 28 and 30 Central Avenue, so it's two for the price of one. So, Dawn, right now, let's give the stats of the property.
Okay, this property is a total of 3,724 square feet. The one side has a kitchen, dining area, living area. Upstairs are 2 bedrooms. You could possibly make that 3, and a bathroom. The other side has the kitchen, dining room, living area, and upstairs you have 2 bedrooms, a bathroom, and then on the 3rd floor you have another bedroom and a room that is right now a half bath that could be made into a full bathroom, add a shower in there, or you could turn that into a bedroom.
Well, and if you look at the one side of that attic that's already finished, you get great ideas for the other side of the attic, which is just as big. And this property is great character. If you have an imagination, if you have the fortitude to just want to get in there and enjoy, it's a historical property, correct?
Yes, it is in the historic district in Wellsboro. Gas lights out front.
Well, it's a veritable Garden of Eden. That's what I called it when I first saw it. It's like the fountain and the bushes. And then to the side of the property, which I absolutely loved, was a built-in, it looks like a gazebo, but it's actually a hot tub area.
Yes.
And the hot tub is not above, it is in the deck.
Right, and most people don't even know it's there. You can walk by and you don't even realize there's a hot tub there. It's nice and private. There's curtains you can pull all around. Beautiful area.
Thank you, Dawn. And when we come back, we're going to talk more about this beautiful property. Stay with us.
We don't just work for the community. We're part of the community.
Your community is our community. Ordinary people providing extraordinary service. Pin Oak Realty.
Welcome back, and thank you for supporting our homepage family of advertisers. Now, Dawn, the staircases are unique. There's one on one side, it's beautiful, and the other one on the other side is almost grand looking.
It is. It has the open banister to the living area, nice wood and then painted.
It's white on the risers. Yeah, it's white on the risers, and it's got a really dark finish on the top, which is beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful.
Now let's talk about the floors. The one side had a laminate finish to the flooring, but then the upper level was original floors.
Yes.
So, and then the other side...
It was opposite.
Yes, it was, wasn't it? So,
yes, the original floors downstairs and laminate upstairs.
And that's why I said this house has such great character and wonderful potential to be anything you want it to be.
Mm-hmm. It does. There's so many possibilities. You could live in one side, rent out the other side as just a rental. You could, of course, always live in one side of it. You could have a business in the other side. You could have a cafe, a gift shop, bed and breakfast.
That's a great idea. Vacation rentals are really big around here, and after looking at all that, I think you could pull it together and have a lot of options as far as B&B, vacation rentals, residential, working on one side, living on the other, not far to go. The other thing I want to point out is location. It is wonderful. The hospital to one side, you have a neighbor to the other side of you, but you don't feel closed in. You don't feel like, okay, I have no elbow room.
Oh, not at all. There's plenty of room around you. You do have the neighbor. The hospital's right there. You're on a corner lot, so you have plenty of space around you. The green is just, like you mentioned, a few steps away. A beautiful area.
And just down from Main Street.
Yes.
So that's always a plus too. So you want to take an evening stroll, you're right there and you're not far from home.
Yes.
Thank you, Dawn, for being here today and sharing so much about this wonderful property.
Thank you.
And if you'd like to know more about 28 and 30 Central Avenue, contact Don Avery of Pin Oak Realty, 570-724-8000. Thank you for watching Pin Oak Realty homepage.
Неужели Дуняша быть не может? Ужель Господь мне Марфу сохранил? Ужель могу назвать теперь без страха мою голубку милою супругой? Солнышко снова над нами взошло, солнышко снова над нами взошло.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Homepage Network. I'm Sarah Vogt. As we welcome spring, seasonal allergies are out in force. From flowers and grasses to budding trees, there's a lot of new allergens to make us sneeze. James Beery, a physician assistant with the Wellsboro and Mansfield Lower Health Centers, joins us to share how you can tell allergies from illness and what you can do to prepare for allergies season. Welcome, James.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, some of us know really well that spring and summer can be a challenge for allergy sufferers, but we don't always realize we're allergic to something. James, what are some of the common allergy symptoms to watch for?
Allergies can come in all shapes and sizes. You can have folks that present with just a runny nose or some itchy, watery eyes, all the way up to and including folks that have some pretty severe nasal congestion, headaches, throat discomfort, even ear pain can be attributed to allergies. So it really spans a wide gamut of the possible symptoms that are out there.
Well, how can we tell allergy symptoms apart from colds and other respiratory illnesses like COVID-19?
There's a couple differentiating features between them. The big difference with colds versus allergies is the addition of fever to the symptom mix. Fever is oftentimes not associated with allergies, nor are the other classic symptoms of colds, which include sweats and chills, body aches, pains, and also how the symptoms present. So usually with allergies, it's a sudden onset. They are not there one day and they're there in full bloom the next. Whereas with a cold, you usually have that gradual onset over the course of a couple days.
James, what steps can we take to manage our allergies?
Taking care of allergies are usually done in one of two different fashions, either with oral medications or with nasal sprays that we commonly can find both over the counter. And they both serve their respective purposes, most of which are designed based upon the individual patient's preferences and individual patient's needs. Both work quite well at managing symptoms, and depending upon who you speak to, depends upon who they think, which of the classes they think works best for the individual patient. I personally feel that nasal sprays tend to have a little bit better of an effect than the oral medications, but there's many people that would argue the opposite. Taking allergy medications is something that you may have to do either seasonally, or some folks may have to take allergy medications all the time. Both of which are completely safe. These medications have been around for many years and have proven to be quite safe over that period of time. So even if you find that your allergy symptoms persist throughout the entire year, whether you have to take nasal sprays daily or take an oral medication daily, it is proven to be safe and in most cases is quite effective at managing those symptoms.
Do you recommend, when you see someone and they're struggling, do you recommend them to do medication every day, or do you recommend them to do medication as they see the symptoms increasing?
So I usually tell folks to pay attention to their symptoms and to start your medications a week or two before you think they're really going to come into fruition. So if you know that April time is bad for you every year, then start your medicines in mid part of March, and that way they're fully on board with you through that rough season. But allergy medications, regardless of whether they're oral medications or nasal sprays, have to be used in a routine fashion. If they're only used intermittently, you won't get the full benefit from them.
Well, I know we appreciate your information sharing about this because some of us are really struggling during different times of the year with allergies, and we want to be able to enjoy those days, whether it's spring, fall, or winter. So thank you so much for sharing your information.
You're very welcome. It was a pleasure.
James Beery specializes in family medicine and ears, nose, and throat issues. To make an appointment with James, call 570-724-1010, that's in Wellsboro, or 570-662-2002 in Mansfield. To learn more about allergies and how to treat them, visit laurelhc.org. Thank you for joining us today on the Homepage Network.
The Mansfield Laurel Health Center is now accepting patients in the state-of-the-art Susquehanna Health Medical Plaza at Mansfield. In the same facility, Susquehanna Health is offering physical and aquatic therapy, imaging, laboratory, cardiology, and sports medicine services. For more than 40 years, our 6 Laurel Health Centers have provided high-quality, compassionate care to the residents of Tioga County, offering family-based primary care services, obstetrics, pediatrics, preventive screenings, and diabetes education, as well as outpatient counseling and therapy services. Our passion is to provide comprehensive health care to all who need it with dignity and respect.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Homepage Network. I'm Lauren Gooch. We're here today at the Wellsboro Firemen's Ambulance Association to talk about what they do and the subscription program that you can subscribe to. John, tell us about the Wellsboro Firemen's Ambulance Association and what areas you serve.
Sure. So Wellsboro Firemen's Ambulance Association is part of a larger group, although it's a separate organization. Originally back in 1942, it was founded to be a volunteer ambulance service that provided emergency medical services along with what the fire department was already doing for fire department services. So while every member of the Wellsboro Firemen's Ambulance is a fire department member, some of them are strictly EMS people, but we're kind of a daughter to the fire department, but we are a totally separate organization. They receive some of their funding through taxes, we don't. So primarily our services are going to be EMS transport. So what you see over here is one of our newer ambulances. That one's predominantly used for inter-facility transports, longer distances, because it's a little less expensive to operate. And for transports, that's not going to require a lot of people. So that's the primary service that we provide. We also have a rescue contingent. So on the other side of the street in the fire station, we also have a large rescue truck. It's equivalent in size to like what New York City and Philadelphia has a lot of different types of rescue equipment on it. And we have a smaller unit that we refer to as a squad. It's kind of like a mini rescue. So along with EMS services, we provide vehicle rescue services and also different types of technical rescue, which would include rope rescue, because we have the canyon here, so we get called upon to use rope equipment to access and remove patients more frequently than, say, the other companies in the county. We also have water rescue services. That's the bulk of the services that we provide.
Now, where do you get your funding?
So funding is going to come primarily from billing, so that would be Medicare, then commercial insurance, and to some extent Medicaid, but a chunk of that, a fairly significant chunk, is going to come through our subscription program.
Okay. Well, stay with us because when we come back, we're going to talk more about this subscription program. Stay with us. Welcome back, and thank you for supporting our homepage family of advertisers. John, what is the subscription program and how much does it cost?
Okay, first off, subscription program is not an insurance policy. What it is, it's an agreement between our ambulance company and the subscriber that says that as long as we're available, because we respond to a lot of different calls, but as long as we're available, we will provide emergent transport and medically necessary transport as determined by a physician to wherever you need to go. So the way that works is annually, the subscription period runs from May 1st to April 30th of the following year. So if you live in the Wellsboro area, you probably received one of these in the mail already, okay? And inside that is a return envelope as well as your subscription card. Now, typically what happens, especially with longtime subscribers, they'll take that out and they might write the names and birth dates on the back of it, but sometimes they don't. They just send in the appropriate fee, which is $55 for a family, $40 for an individual, and then we also offer camp and business subscriptions, which are for camp members and employees of that business for $100. The important part is this section right here, and that's what we ask to be returned. So the part on the left is for you to keep for your records. It acts as a receipt as well as just a reminder that you're a member, and you can show that to the ambulance people when they come. But we actually have this in our computer system so that when we do what we call patient care report, if you're a subscriber, it should show up right on that report that this person's a subscriber, which is important, okay? However, what I'd like to point out here is when you fill these out, if you're subscribing to us, we really need the names and the birth dates of the people that you intend to be covered. So if you're an individual, that would be you and your birthday. If you're a family member, it would be you, your partner, and whoever else lives with you, whether that's children, parents, whoever happens to live in that household, because it covers everybody in the household.
And what would you personally say is the biggest benefit to this subscription program?
Well, from our standpoint, it provides 10% of our funding, which allows us to maintain ambulances, cover personnel costs, and so forth. To the local folks, I think it's a benefit that obviously it's going to cut costs for them because there's not too many insurances that cover everything 100% anymore. So there's no copay. There's no supplemental bill for that individual once their insurance has paid it, and sometimes insurance outright refuses, and if you're a subscriber, then we're all right with that.
Where can our audience go to find additional information?
So if you need any information, probably the easiest way right now is to call our number here, and that would be 570-724-9165, or you can stop at our address, 21 Crafton Street, which is on the corner of Pearl and Crafton, right next to the fire station. But if you call, most of the time there's somebody there, but if they're out on a call or something's going on that there's nobody in, you can leave a message, but I would recommend probably just calling back later because sometimes messages don't get checked as frequently, and there's only certain people that normally check those messages, and the paid staff isn't necessarily the ones that do that, but I would call to get more information.
Okay. Great. Well, thank you so much for sharing and for being on Homepage today.
Okay, well, thank you for working with us. And remember, our primary responsibility and desire is to serve the community. That's why I've been doing this for 30 years. That's why I still volunteer for Wellsboro Ambulance. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today on the Homepage Network.
Time out? Stress less? Traveling the road less traveled. Getting outside has many benefits, and when we add amazing views, it's even better. Hi everyone, I'm Sarah Vogt. When we exercise, it initiates a biological cascade of events resulting in the release of endorphins. You know, those chemicals that make us happy? They improve our moods and trigger positive feelings in our bodies. We'll all have more fun. Speaking of fun, 4 weeks ago, my niece Jen Davis and I joined the group Walk or Run, Fit and Fun. Jean Cummings and Donna Emmerich began this group to encourage us all to step outside to enjoy the beauty of our area. This past Tuesday, Jen, Kathy, Kim, Rebecca and I joined Jean to hike the trail she calls the Barber Rock Loop Trail. It's about 3 miles long, and I don't think I've done it since I was a child. Donna and her group walked the Barber Rock Trail, which is about 1 mile long and accessible to everyone. Both are excellent for getting yourself moving. Despite the changes caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, many of us are seeking out those fun activities, which may be even more critical now. When we're outside, fresh air is constantly moving, dispersing those droplets. So you're less likely to breathe in enough of the respiratory droplets containing the virus that causes COVID-19 to become infected. Please check out the Facebook page for Walk or Run, Fit and Fun to join in on the fun and become healthier and happier. And let's keep moving together.